Hello students, today we are going to talk about perspective of personality. In the last video we saw what the personality is, and in today's video we are going to talk about the different perspective of personality. So let's begin. The first perspective is psychoanalytic perspective. This perspective emphasizes the importance of early childhood experiences and the unconscious mind in the development of personality. So as you remember Dr. Sigmund Freud, right? He talks about psychoanalytic perspective. He talks that our mind works, or whatever our behavior is because of our unconscious mind or our earlier childhood experiences. And same way psychoanalytic perspective states that our personality is because what we have experienced in our childhood, or what is going on in our unconscious mind. So that was given by Dr. Sigmund Freud, psychoanalytic perspective. Next perspective is humanistic perspective. If you are thorough with the first chapter of your 11th standard, then you will be aware that who gave this humanistic perspective. It was given by Carl Rogers and Abraham Maslow, right? So same way, humanistic perspective talks about the development of personality. This perspective assumes that the importance of free will and psychological growth in the personality development of an individual. Next perspective is a trait perspective. Now, what is trait perspective? We will see. This perspective assumes that every individual possesses a specific trait in different quantities, and so every individual has a unique personality. So, every individual has some or the other kind of unique things. Maybe it would be more, or maybe it would be less in the quantity that makes them unique from one another. So for example, if your friend has a good quality of or sociability, while you don't have that quality but you have in the lesser amount, so her trait is about sociability. Both of you have sociable, both of you are sociable, but the amount or the quantity you both are having is different, and that is what the trait perspective is. It is different quantities, a specific traits in a different quantities. Next is a type perspective. Type perspective is opposite of a trait perspective, where trait perspective talks about quantity, whereas type perspective talks about the quality of the person. So this perspective assumes that every individual has a unique personality type based on his physique, temperament, and mental characteristics. So on the basis of how that person's physique is, how his temperament is, and what are his mental characteristics, on that basis the person has been differentiated, and that perspective is known as a type perspective. So I hope you are clear with the trait and the type perspective. Trait talks about the quantity, whereas the type talks about the quality in the person. Fifth is social cognitive perspective. Now, as the name suggests, social means how is your behavior when others are present. Cognitive means higher mental processes. So, we will see what social cognitive perspective is. This perspective emphasizes the importance of observational skills and learning and cognitive processes in personality development of an individual. So how is your observational learning? If you see someone doing some work which you are unable to do earlier, but by seeing it or by observing it you learn those things quickly, then it is known as a observational learning. And cognitive processes, of course, it is like memory, thinking, attention. So all those cognitive processes also help in your personality development. So till now we saw the five perspective of personality development. First one was psychoanalytic perspective that we saw. Psychoanalytic perspective talks that unconscious mind and our early childhood experiences are much more important in developing the personality. Second is humanistic perspective. It talks about the free will and psychological growth are important in developing the personality. Third is quantity, the amount of specific trait present in one individual and another individual is always different. So that makes a person unique in its personality. Type is about the quality the person is holding. So it could be a physique, temperament, and mental characteristics. And fifth is social cognitive perspective, which talks about observational learning and cognitive processes. So I hope you're clear with all the five perspective. Now we will begin with the one theory of personality, and it was given by Carl Jung. Okay, so the pronunciation is not Carl Jung, but it is Carl Jung. So J is pronounced as Y. So Carl Jung's theory of personality. Now he developed a very interesting theory of personality. Let's see what it was. Carl Jung's theory of personality is one of the personality theories based on the type perspective of studying personality. So right now we saw the perspectives, right? And in that we saw type perspective, which is based on the qualities. So this theory is based upon the type perspective of personality. Carl Jung, a Swiss psychiatrist, classified people on the basis of the mental characteristics into introvert and the extrovert. I hope most of you are aware about what an introvert and what an extrovert is. So that is what his theory is stating over here. So we will see what introvert and what extrovert personality is. So we will see where do you stand, whether you stand an introvert or whether you stand for outer extrovert. Introvert individuals tend to look within themselves for stimulation. Mostly they are shy and reserved. They prefer to work alone and avoid social contact. So that is about the introvert. Extroverts. Extrovert individuals are aroused by external stimulation. They are social, outgoing, mix easily with others, and prefer jobs that bring them in contact with others. Simple to understand, introverts get stimulation when they are with them own self. They are shy, alone, they like to stay alone. And extrovert are completely opposite of the introvert. They are very social, they are very outgoing, they like to talk a lot, they will love when people are around them. Okay, so these are the two basic type of personalities given by Carl Jung, that is introvert and extrovert. Now let's see where do you scan. So now you have to select I will show you some of the images and you have to select any one from them. So we'll find out whether you are an extrovert or an introvert. So recharge by being social or recharge by spending time alone. So if you have selected the first one, then you are an extrovert. Enjoys group conversation, enjoys one-to-one conversation. So if you have selected enjoy one-to-one conversation, then again you are a introvert. So you can see here the difference. A person who's extrovert, he likes to talk with a group of people, whereas an introvert person would like to make a rapport on one-to-one basis. He doesn't like to participate in any group activities. Then again, have more friends but the bonds are less strong. Have closer relationship with a few friends. What is it about you? Do you have closer relationship with few friends or more friends but less bonds? So if you have a more friends and less bonds, that means again you are a extrovert. Gets distracted easily, deep focuses for long time. So if you are getting distracted easily, that means you are a very social person. You like to talk, you like to get involved with others. So again, get distracted easily falls in the extrovert side, whereas deep focus for a long time falls for a introvert person. Are more open or are more reserved. Okay, so the extrovert person is more open to others, he likes to talk with others, whereas the person who is an introvert, he will be much more reserved. Again, opens up to anyone, opens up to few people. So the extrovert will tell everything to his friend or to anyone whom he meets. He will be very friendly to others and he will open up very quickly, whereas introvert won't open up very fast. Then again, extrovert will make a quick decisions, is very impulsive, whereas introvert will take time to make a decisions. Extrovert person loves getting attention from the others. So if there's a party going on, he's a kind of an attention seeker. He likes if people call him up for parties, so they love getting attention, whereas the introvert are not interested in getting any kind of attention. They are happy in their own space. Then extrovert are fine working in open spaces, whereas introvert like to work in a quiet spaces. Okay, so this is what the work environment of an introvert and the extrovert look like. So if an introvert has a working environment which is very loud and with lots of people, then introvert won't be able to concentrate. So again, the work environment differs for an introvert and an extrovert person. Speaks up in the meetings, shares idea when prompted. So extrovert loves to speak a lot. So he's going to speak up in the meeting, he's going to put up his point. Whereas introvert only and only when he has been asked to tell the ideas, that time only introvert is going to speak. So that is the difference between an introvert and an extrovert. So over here you can see the party kind of difference in extrovert and an introvert. So the introvert would like to spend his weekend alone, aloof, while extrovert would like to go around and hang around with friends and everyone. Okay, so now if you are thinking that you are not even extrovert, you sometimes like to be with others and at times you'll want to get alone as well. So now what to do in such condition, whether you are an extrovert or whether you are an introvert. So we will find what that personality type is called. So somewhere in the middle between introvert and extrovert comes a ambivert personality. So in the last slides, if we saw, if you're not falling in the extreme of an introvert or in the extreme of an extrovert, that means you are a ambivert person. So ambivert person, depending upon his own mood and his situation, he selects what he wants to do. So suppose if he does not feel like going out today for any outgoing or any parties, so he is fine to stay at home. At the same time, if he wants to go out, that time also he is fine to go out. So it totally depends upon the mood of the person, right? So that person is called as a ambivert person. So there is a that ambivert person comes into the middle of introvert and an extrovert personality. To get a clear idea, here is a distinguish between an introvert, ambivert, and the extrovert. We will see it. Introvert enjoys spending time alone. Introvert is a reserved person. Introvert prefers to work independently. Introvert likes to process internally. Introvert becomes energized by being alone. So such personalities like to be alone. It is not like they are depressed or they are stressed out and they want to be alone. No, that is their personality, and it should be respected. Their space should be respected. Okay, you can't say that the person is very stubborn or very rude. No, that is the kind of the person's personality is. Okay, so that is an introvert. Then comes the ambivert. As I said, it is between the introvert and a extrovert. So a ambivert person would be enjoys others but needs alone time as well, can be outgoing in the right context, can be on teams after working independently, can process out loudly or internally. So it is a kind of a combination of an introvert and an extrovert person. Such people would love to work in a team as well and would love to work as alone as well. Then the last one is an extrovert. So extrovert enjoys spending time with others. He's outgoing. He prefers to work in teams. He likes to talk things out with others. He becomes energized from being in a larger groups. So this is the difference between an introvert, ambivert, and an extrovert person. What do you now think you are? Whether are you introvert, ambivert, or extrovert? I hope you got a clear idea about these types of personality. So whatever the personality of the person is, you need to respect their personality and give them such space. We'll get clear idea about ambivert by reading this. Ambivert. I'm a both extrovert and introvert. I like people, but I need to be alone. I'll be out, vibe, and meet new people, but it has an expiration, right? So, ambivert has an expiration. So, like, he would like to gel up with others, but at times he would be like, okay, I'm fine, I'm done with others. Now I need to go home and relax and need some alone time as well. Okay, so there is a kind of the person falls in between of introvert and an extrovert. He has also kind of expiration because I have to recharge, right? If I don't find the valuable alone time, I need to recharge. I cannot be my highest self. So if he gets recharge, oh, your recharge does not mean related to any mobile or something, but recharge means kind of recharging him his own self. So if he stays alone for his own time, for he gives time to his self, then again he develops love for going out. So that is the person who is a ambivert person. He needs time for himself and then he is okay to go out. So that is a ambivert person. So this is the activity 4 that you need to do. Make a two separate list of jobs requiring more need of talking and the jobs requiring a less need of talking. Try to find out which of your friends will be suitable for these types of jobs. Okay, so you need to make a two separate list and you need to find out which jobs require more of talking and which jobs require less of talking. Now how is this going to help you? It will help you for finding a career. So if you know that you are a person who is an introvert and you are looking for a job that required a extrovert personality, so now you will get some idea that maybe you won't be suitable for a job which requires extrovert personality. So if you make such kind of list, you will get an idea of what suitable jobs would be according to your personality. Also try to find out which of your friends who are there in your living standard will be suitable for such kind of jobs. So it will help your friends also, and kindly discuss with them. So this is Carl Jung stating that you are what you do, not what you say you will do. Okay, so you need to do things from right now. Anything, any changes you want to bring up in your life, you should start it from right now. So with this said, thanks again for listening to this video. I hope you're doing well. So happy learning, take care, bye.